Okay, yogis. Hello, thanks for being here. My last live class until September. I hope to see you on Zoom if possible. I wanted to talk about diaphragmatic breathing because Hyla and I was discussing this right before class, and it occurs to me that some people may not know what a diaphragm is or looks like. So the diaphragm is a big muscle in your body that hugs your rib cage, and it's like a U shape, an inverted U shape. And when you inhale, that U shape contracts and goes downward and becomes an upside U. The upside down U becomes a right side up U. And that's what happens when you breathe. You push the diaphragm down, the oxygen goes into the abdominal area and massages all of your internal organs and all your immune systems and your lymph nodes all included in there as well. So when you think about your diaphragmatic breathing, just imagine this big muscle right here, inhaling, going down, 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 all the way down. And then as you exhale, the muscle comes all the way back up. Okay? That's what the diaphragm does. And next time on Zoom, I'm going to show a picture of it. So now that we know what diaphragmatic breathing is all about, just take a comfortable seat or lie on your backs if you like. Close your eyes and envision the diaphragm. Think about underneath your ribs, that big muscle, an inverted dome. And as you inhale, visualize that muscle contracting downward, massaging all of your abdominal organs. And by doing so, it helps improve your digestive tract. It helps your liver, kidneys, your spleen, which boosts your immune system. Scientists have proven that this deep type of yoga breath is the most important thing you can do for your health. More important than exercise, more important than diet. And if you can do this every day, you should aim for at least a few moments every day. I credit this to Heather, said she heard someone describing this type of breathing like water, something that you have to do every day, several times a day. It reduces your stress, helps some people sleep better at night. Clears the mind, clears the brain. Helps mental acuity. Do a couple more long, very slow, very deep breaths at your own pace. And then bring your breathing back to normal. Normal breathing being your chest breathing. When you don't think about it, that's how you breathe, just through the lungs only. Okay, let's please take a deep breath together and Om in. Om. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. I want to say hi to Ariel out there who's going to be doing this class tomorrow. Everybody has a strap? Zoomers, you have a strap? If not, you can use something besides a strap, a belt, a rope, a robe tie. And if you don't have a strap, David, bring you one. You have more down there? Okay, please make sure that your pelvis is tilted forward as you sit. That means you have a neutral lower back. If you need to raise up your hips with a blanket or a bolster that you don't have, just let my assistant know and he'll help you out. Good. Okay, let's inhale and reach up with our arms as high as you can go. Take a couple of breaths here. We're going to grab opposite elbows with the right arm on top of left here. And then push your arms behind your ears as far as they'll go without crunching your neck. You try to keep your neck soft here. So you want to try to make your shoulder blades, they're going to be up, but don't crowd your ears. A couple of deep breaths here. Okay, release your elbows, arms overhead. This is called upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale here. Exhale, let your right hand float down by your hip, left arm by your ear. We're going to crescent over to the right, push down into the left sit bone. Inhale, pull your arm up and let it float back down. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the right, and then let your hands come down. Right hand's on behind you, left hand's on your leg as you twist. Now think about your spine being vertical as you twist, and try to think about your head being on top of the shoulders and don't allow your chin to jut forward. Push the right shoulder back. Think about bringing the left ribs around. Your left hip will scooch forward a little bit here. Inhale here. Exhale slowly. Bring your body back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, grab opposite elbows with the left arm on top of the right. Push the arms behind the ears. Keep your neck soft. Keep your belly in. I have a tendency to really try to jut my belly forward when I do this. I don't know if you do or not, but try to keep your spine neutral here. Okay, release, arms overhead, upward salute, inhale. Exhale, left hand down by the hip, right arm by the ear, and then push down into the right sit bone. And take a couple of deep breaths here. Try to reach your fingertips over as far as they'll go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float that arm down. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the left leg, left hand behind. Once again, think about a vertical spine, spiraling upward. Think about where your head is in relation to the tops of your shoulders. Push that left shoulder back. Bring your right ribs around. Inhale here. And then exhale, slowly bring your body back to center. Change the cross to your legs, please, and grab your strap. Let your strap just rest on your right shoulder. So bring your right arm forward, flip the palm up, and then use your left arm to help this elbow go up and grab behind your neck, the upper end of the strap, or one end of the strap. Right? Then the other arm, left arm, this shoulder comes forward as you go behind you, and then grab the strap underneath your right hand. And then just try to relax and breathe. This is a big stretch. If you get too comfortable in this, you can always walk your hands farther toward each other, or some people are able to clasp hands behind. If you can do that, more power to you. Just don't lose it. Keep on doing it. This is stretching in addition to your shoulders. You might be able to feel this in your tricep. That's the muscle here, or your bicep muscle here. And maybe even in your pectoral muscles, muscles underneath your breasts. Try to keep the head up. Good. One more breath here. And then release. Shake those arms out. And before we do the other side, let's grab our shins, round our spine backwards, tuck your tailbone under, and push your back into a C shape toward the back of your mat. Feel your shoulder blades separating now, your scapula separating, and feel your vertebra opening up. And then come back upright. And then just take your hands behind you any way that you want and lean back and open your chest up toward the ceiling and think about your shoulder blades coming together behind you as you breathe. And then come back to center. Grab your strap over the left shoulder. And the left arm will flip up. So this shoulder is rolling out as you help your elbow come up. Grab the top of the strap behind your neck. And then the right arm, shoulder comes forward, thumb goes down, reach all the way behind you. You're going to find one side's going to be looser than the other. And then try to relax here. Keep your head up. Nice, straight, long spine. So this is the upper half of what they call cow face pose, Gomukhasana. What that means is that this is supposed to look like a cow face. These are the cow ears. Our elbows are the cow ears. And then when we do the lower half, that would be the cow's mouth, but we're not doing that today. Release. Shake it all out. And then please extend your legs long to our staff pose Dandasana. Okay, so you want your feet up, your knees up, pelvis tilted forward, neutral lower back. Everybody has a gentle curve in their lower back. Everybody's different in terms of how much that curve is, but you have a curve in your spine and you want to make sure it's there so that your pelvis is tilted forward. Bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And let's do it again. And then one more time. And then let your chest stay open and your hands by your sides into this staff pose. So your leg muscles are active. You should be able to feel your leg muscles here. This looks like a very simple pose, but it's really not. It's a pose that's hard to sustain. So we'll just take a couple of breaths here. And this is good for your posture. It's good for your hamstrings. Just make sure your head stays over the shoulders. Bend your right knee and bring it in toward your, bring your foot in towards your groin, and then your left arm will grab that knee in. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist to the right, plant your right hand behind you. Keep your left foot flexed, keep your spine vertical, and keep your hugging, your left arm is used as leverage to hug that knee in and help you twist. So as long as you keep your left foot flexed and your left knee pointed up, you should be able to activate those muscles in that leg. So you're not wasting time with that leg. One more breath in. Exhale. Keep your knee bent, but bring your body back to center. Let your knee fall out to the side with the sole of your foot inside of your left thigh. And then grab your strap, loop it around your left foot. And just place it there for a moment. And then reset your spine before you do anything else. Reset your pelvic tilt, reset your shoulders back, head right on top of your spine, and turn your body slightly to the left so that your chest is lined up over the left leg, left foot stays flexed. And pick up the strap and slowly come from the hip crease forward. Don't rush it, and don't only come to the point where you don't collapse your back. You want to keep your spine nice and long here. So think about the crown of your head going forward and up, tailbone going down and back, and you still have that forward pelvic tilt. Almost like you're pushing your tail out the back of your mat. And then relax here. You can have a micro bend in your left knee if you like. Keep your head in line with the spine. Don't allow your chin to drop. If your right knee bothers you, you can always support it with a block. And then breathe, relax. So this is called Janu Sirsasana, which translates into head to knee pose. So the extreme of this pose is when you fold so far that your head comes down to your knee without sacrificing the length of your spine. So you want to go forward and down, not round, but forward and down. And there is a point where you have to round your spine to get down far. This is a very multi-purpose pose here. We're opening up our right hip while we're stretching our left hamstrings here and stretching our lower back. If you keep on pushing your pelvic tilt forward, you can feel the stretch in the low back. All right, please come back upright. Release the strap. Bring your legs in front back to Dandasana. And bring your fingers behind you, pointing toward your feet. And you can either bend your knees here and come into reverse table, or keep your legs straight and come into reverse plank. Your choice. They're both very good for you. They're both big chest openers and shoulder strengtheners. And then bring your bottom back down. Return to your staff pose, Dandasana, and press the reset button. Your spine is in alignment, your chest is open. Belly in, pelvis tilting forward, head right on top of the shoulders. And then please bend your left knee. Right arm hugs the left knee in. Inhale, left arm forward, exhale, twist. Plant the left hand behind you. Keep the right foot flexed and toes pointing up with your knee. Spine is vertical as you twist. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, bring your body forward. Keep your knee bent. Let the left knee fall out to the side. Strap goes over the right. Again, if you want to support your knee with a block, that's what they're there for. That's what we'll use blocks for, stuff like this. And before you come forward, make sure your spine is erect, shoulders down, chest open, nice long spine. Turn your body slightly to the right. Come from the hip crease and fold using the strap as leverage to help you come down. Keep your head in line with the spine. Relax and breathe. Maybe every time you exhale, you get a little deeper. Okay, please slowly come back up. Straighten your legs back into staff pose, Dandasana. Take the strap around both feet. And then sit up nice and tall with a strap in one end of the strap in each hand. Knees up, feet up. Again, we're coming from our hip crease here, not from our waist. Bending forward, long spine. Think about arching your back. You're not going to, but if you think about it, you'll have the right pelvic tilt in your spine. And then come forward with thinking lengthening the spine, lengthening the spine. If you go very deep into this pose, the first thing that would hit down would be your belly on top of your thighs. Relax with every breath. Okay, please come back upright. You can put the strap aside and then swing your legs around and come into your table, please. Okay, flat back table. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders here and your knees are right underneath your hips. Square up your table legs. Your hands are shoulder width apart. That's going to be important as we go forward in what we're going to do here. And your knees are hip width distance apart. Inhale here. Exhale, sit back to your heels, stretching the spine slowly, greasing your hinges, lubricating the joints. Inhale, come back to table. Nice long breath, make it last. Exhale into your cat pose, tuck the toes, chin and tailbone, arch the back to the ceiling. And then inhale, drop the belly down, push the shoulders back, head forward, tailbone up into your cow pose. Good, and then sit all the way back to your heels. Inhale slowly back to table. Exhale, let your right arm come out to the side and twist up toward the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, thread your arm underneath the left arm and come down for a shoulder stretch here. So you can place your head on a block here or the mat. If your shoulder doesn't come all the way down, that's okay, just as long as you can feel it stretch. Okay, please unthread your arm. Come back to your square table. Okay, so this is where it's important to keep your hands shoulder width apart. We're going to do a cat bow. And what that means is we're going to bring our chest forward and bend our elbows backwards, not out. That's really important. And just push your shoulder blades back first before you even come forward. And then shift your weight forward. And then bend the elbows toward the back of your mat. You don't have to do this very far. And then come back up. Okay, good. Pause here. So hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna do that again. Push the shoulders back so they're not creeping up by your ears. Push the shoulders down. Shift the chest forward and cat bow down. This is like a chaturanga, this is called. Like my elbows are almost touching my ribs when I do that. That's how close you want your elbows to be to your body. Okay, and then sit all the way back to your heels, back to child pose. Inhale, back to table. Exhale, left arm twist up toward the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, thread underneath the right arm and come down to the left shoulder. Slowly unthread. Come back to table. Get your table squared up. And do 2 more cat bows. Push your shoulders back. Shift your weight forward first, then dip down. You only have to come a couple of inches. See if you can hug your elbows to your ribs. And then come back up and pause. And then once more, shift forward, then down, and then back up. And all the way back to child pose. So that is obviously really good for upper body strength. It's a form of a pose called chaturanga, or a modification of a pose called chaturanga. Okay, back to table. Line up your hands underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart. I'm going to do another cat bow, coming down. And then from here, we're going to come back up and then shift your chest forward to upward facing dog. So upward facing dog, your arms are straight, your chest is between your arms, shoulders down your back. Good. Now push back to table, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So here, just pedal your knees a little bit to stretch your spine out. Squeeze your forearms toward each other so that you're rotating your eye of your elbow forward. Good. Okay, knees come down and then come all the way onto your bellies. Bring your arms to a T. And we're going to roll on to our right hip and right shoulder. Taking our left leg, flipping it behind our right leg. Your head can rest on the mat. And you can use your left hand to support your body in front of you or to push into the mat so that you can stretch that shoulder even more. Now, if that bothers your shoulder, bring the arm closer to the body instead of straight out at a 90-degree angle. Bring it a little closer to the body. Good. Okay, flip back to your belly, please. Bring your hands right underneath of your shoulders. Tuck your elbows by your sides, so almost like you're touching your ribs with your elbows. Push into your pelvis, push into your thighs, roll your heels out a little bit so that you can feel space in your low back, and then push into your hands and come up into a low cobra. When you're here, push your shoulders down away from your ears, breathe, and then come all the way back down. Bring your arms to a T again, and we'll roll onto our left hip and left shoulder. Bring the right leg behind the left, and you can use your right hand as leverage to push into the mat if you like, to deepen the stretch. Good. Okay, please roll back to your belly. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders, push up to table. And then tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Shift your weight forward to a full plank. You might have to walk your hands forward a little bit to line up your body. Okay, from here, upward facing dog. So you can either put your knees down or not, come into an upward facing dog. And then tuck your toes, downward facing dog. And bend your knees a lot, walk up to your hands. And slowly come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra, Tadasana, mountain pose. And breathe. Think about your posture. Think about your breath. For our one-legged balance, we're going to do what is called Utthita Padangusthasana, which means hand to big toe pose. So you can use your strap here. If the strap is an extension of your hand, your arm. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to do my easy side first. You can put the strap on your foot, or you grab your toe and then straighten the leg and use this arm for balance. And if your arm doesn't reach, just use the strap instead. Okay, just when you lose your balance, make sure you let go of the strap. So take your pick, how you want to start. Yes, that's good. There's no cheating in yoga. You can use the wall, you can use the rail, you can use a column, use whatever you want to get your balance. It's better to get it with assistance than not get it at all. Good. So all that warm up we did with the Dandasana, loosening up our hamstrings, was a prep for this pose. And you're ready. Switch. Take your time. Take your time. Hold it as long as you like. I'll let you know when class is over. Good job. Good balance. Okay, if we had enough fun with that, let's grab everybody has blocks, right? Grab the blocks. Grab your strap also, please. And we'll just do one more shoulder stretch before we do a little flow. So take the belt right in the middle, so it's equal distance on both sides. And bring your hands shoulder width apart. And then bring your arms over your head, pull the strap taut, and then pause wherever you feel resistance that you can't go any further. Pause, make sure you keep your spine neutral. So the tendency for me is to push my belly out because I think I'm going to get more out of it, but I'm not. So just keep your neutral, long spine. Now, widen your hands on the strap as you bring your belt behind you as far as it'll go. If it doesn't only goes a little bit, that's okay. If it goes a lot, that's okay. And if it feels good, keep on going down. If your shoulders allow it. Only if your shoulders say it's okay. And then gradually come back up, overhead, and pause. And then we'll start again in the middle. Inhale up to your natural resistance here. Keep the spine long. Now spread the hands on the belt. Bring it behind you as far as your shoulders allow. If you want to go all the way down, come all the way down if it feels good to you. And then come back up. And with the strap taut behind your head or over your head, do a little windmill to the right. Keep the belt taut. And then come to center and do a windmill over to the left, keeping the belt taut. And then back up to center. Bring the strap forward. You can put that aside for a moment. Does everybody here know Ardha Chandrasana? Well, let me remind you what it is. We'll just do it. I'm going to put it in a flow, but we'll do it separately right now. So take one of your blocks to the corner of your mat. And just do any way you want. I'm just going to step this way here. Ardha Chandrasana, you're going to reach forward, bend the front knee, reach down to your block, and then you're going to slide it out and at a diagonal from that foot so that you can raise your back leg. That's what it looks like. So let's try it without the flow. So make sure we can get that going. So you're starting in like a warrior two pose, bending the front knee, taking the block, sliding it about maybe 10 inches forward and over in a diagonal. Everybody has a different balancing point. And if you need to move the block for leverage, just move it where it's comfortable for you. Good. Okay, and then bring the back leg down. And let's do it on the other side. So Ardha Chandrasana means half moon pose. So reach forward, down, and then over and out. Pick up the back leg. Maybe even get light in your fingertips. Good. Okay, bring the leg back down. And now that we know where we're going with that, we'll put that together at a little bit of a flow. Have your blocks down by your front of your mat at each corner. Starting in Tadasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale, fold, hands come to the blocks or your mat beside your feet. If you're going to use your blocks here, they're beside your feet, not in front of your feet. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, step your right foot back and plant your right heel so that you're prepared to come up into warrior one. Warrior one, the front knee's bent. Back leg is straight. Think about bringing your right hip forward, tailbone pushed down toward the back of your mat so you're not pinching your low back. Chest is open. Good. Windmill your arms open, step the back foot in line with the front foot and come into warrior two. Warrior two, your front knees bent, back leg is straight, you're on a balance beam. Your arch is lined up with your front heel, tailbone down, shoulders down. Mentally think about rotating your front thigh outward. Bring your hand, the left hand down to your block. You can have any height here. And then the right arm will come up beside your ear into a side angle pose. Okay, bring your right arm back to 12 o'clock just for balancing purposes, and then move the block and come into your Ardha Chandrasana, wherever you need to move the block. And then bring the foot back down, come back into your warrior two. Good. Straighten the front leg, shift your hips to the back of your mat and pivot into a triangle pose, bringing the front hand down to the inside of your front leg. Your right arm is up toward the ceiling. Triangle pose, other way. Yeah, come. Well, you can do it that way, but yeah, that way. Yeah, that's, yeah. Okay, rebend the front knee, come back to warrior two. Swing the arms forward, move your back foot out, back to warrior one. Good. Pick up your back heel, come into your high lunge. Bring the hands down to mat or blocks. Step back to plank. Now, you can put your knees down if you like. Do a chaturanga, which is your cat bow, and then go into upward facing dog. And then downward dog, tucking your toes. Swing, okay, you either walk up to your hands here or swing your right leg up behind you and bring it up between your hands or blocks, and then step up with your left foot. Slowly come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Okay, inhale, reach up. Exhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, hands come down, fold. Step your left foot back and plant your left heel to prepare for coming up into warrior one. So here your legs are on like railroad tracks, hip width distance apart. So again, push your tailbone back and down. Equal weight in both feet. Back leg is straight, front knees bent. Chest is open. Good. Back heel can be down. Put the heel down. Yeah. This is easier. Okay, now we're going to windmill open. Warrior two, the back foot steps in line with the front foot. Shoulders down, mentally rolled that front thigh outward to stabilize your knee. Okay, reach forward with your front hand and down to your block. Raise your block up if you need to, and then bring the top arm, the back arm over beside your ear into a side angle pose. So you're stretching your left arm forward. No, before you go, don't, not yet Ardha Chandrasana, but we are going there. First, we're just doing a side angle with the foot on with the feet on the mat. Okay, so now take your left hand up to 12 o'clock, just for balance, and now come into your Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. Good. Slowly bring the foot back down. Come back to your warrior two. Okay, straighten the front leg. So both legs are straight now. Shift your hips to the back of your mat, and we're going to come into triangle pose by pivoting our body forward. The back of your right hand can come inside of your leg. Yeah, good. And your knee, your legs are straight-ish. Okay, rebend the front knee, come back to your warrior two. Good. Swing your arms forward, step back, step out with your back foot into your warrior one. Now pick up the back heel, come into your high lunge, bring your hands down to mat or blocks and step back to plank. So knees come down, cat bow, push your chest forward and down, and then immediately come into upward facing dog. Good. Tuck your toes, then downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your left leg up behind. Exhale, swing it up. And then step up and slowly come on up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And Tadasana. Okay, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down, step back into downward facing dog. And then please bring your knees down and sit back to your heels into a child pose. And please allow your forehead to rest on something, block, mat, hands even. Okay, please push up and come onto your backs with your head facing toward me. Head facing toward me. Bend your knees. Bend your knees and then grab your block and place the block between your upper thighs. Now, whatever, depending on how big your hips are, you can have the block skinny or wide, but you want your thighs to be about hip width distance apart here. Okay, so you're on your backs, your feet are on the mat, squeezing the block on your upper thighs. Arms are down by your sides. Okay, I'm going to do a bridge pose with the block. So keep squeezing the block. Make sure your knees aren't involved here. It's just above your knees. And then with your arms by your sides, push into your feet, roll your spine up as you squeeze the block. Roll your spine up onto your shoulders. And when you get up here, you might want to just tuck your shoulders under even a little more. And if it's comfortable for you, you can clasp your fingers behind or underneath of your back and push them into the mat. Slowly roll back down. Good. And then we'll come up one more time. Push into the feet, slowly roll the spine up toward your shoulders. As high as you can, keep squeezing that block. So the purpose of the block is to not allow your knees to flail outward here. If you want to clasp your hands but underneath of your body, you can. And then please roll back down. Remove the block from your legs. Push, take your hands to the tops of your thighs and push your thighs away as you push your low back into the mat for a release. Then take your block, lift your hips and put the sacrum on top of the block and either stay here in the supported bridge pose, or you can allow your legs to elevate into a waterfall pose. If your legs are up, please slowly lower them. Lift your hips, remove your block. Stay on your backs. Bend your knees about hip width distance apart. Bring your arms to a T with your palms facing up. So your arms are perpendicular to the body. Push into your feet, shove your hips 2 inches to the left and bring your bottom back down. Let your knees fall to the right and turn your head to look left. Good. Head comes to center, knees come to center. Move your bottom back to center and then pick it up and move it 2 inches to the right. Let your knees fall to the left and your head turns to the right. Head back to center, knees back to center, hips back to center. Please hug your knees into your chest, release your spine. And then please prepare for your Savasana. Now, I sometimes forget to tell people this, but if you have any problems at all with your back, if you take your blanket or bolster and roll it up and put it underneath of your knees when you lie down, it just helps release your back. Please focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Take an inventory of your body. Find any areas of tension. Relax your neck, relax your face, relax your shoulders. Focus on your breath. Please bring your awareness back to your breathing. Deepen your breath as you make small movements to gently wake up your body. Please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And now, please, keeping a quiet mind, very slowly push up to seated. And please join me with the closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste. Namaste.